injured in an accident or hurt on the job, I would like to give you some important advice. Be sure to ask your lawyer for written information about his or her qualifications and experience. If they won't provide you with it, seek other counsel. At Morgan, Collin & Gilbert, we look forward to answering your questions and providing you with written information about our experience and results. Morgan, Collin & Gilbert, for the people.
You worked hard, played by the rules, saved and invested for your retirement. But they broke the rules and put your retirement savings at risk.
Corporate executives who cheat and steal are no better than thieves who rob their victims at gunpoint. As your Attorney General, I'll fight for new laws to punish corporate criminals, laws that'll keep corporate officers and accounting firms honest. And if they break the law, they won't just pay a fine, they'll do jail time.
Buddy Dyer for Florida Attorney General.
Jeb Bush is so desperate to stop Bill McBride, he's running attack ads Florida newspapers have called false and misleading. Newspapers have analyzed McBride's record. The Palm Beach Post praised his character, the Orlando Sentinel, his leadership. The St. Pete Times called him a born leader. McBride is endorsed by nearly every major newspaper in Florida. Why is Jeb Bush trying to smear him? Newspapers say McBride's the one Democrat Bush fears most. If you think McBride makes Jeb Bush nervous now, wait till November.
Hi, I'm Dan Marino, and I've got big news. Pass it on.
Only AutoWayDealers.com gives you the Bay Area's largest selection of new and used cars and trucks online. And now you can get there through WTSP.com. Choose from over 7,000 vehicles and ask for AutoWay's low price on every one. So join the click. Visit AutoWayDealers.com through WTSP.com.
Who are you going to call?
AutoWay! For price and selection, visit AutoWayDealers.com.
This politician has no shame. Jenny Brownwaite claims to be conservative despite pushing $1 billion tax that Jeb Bush called a government spending plan with chilling effects. Brownwaite says she's pro-choice and pro-life and brags about defying Republican principles. So we're supporting Don Gessner, a lifelong conservative, committed to lower taxes and to us, considered a modern-day Ronald Reagan. Don Gessner for Congress, a true conservative ready to support the president.
You're watching 10 News on WTSP.
Listen up, moms. If you think pregnancy takes a long time, well, it could be worse. You could be a dolphin. Kalia was born exactly a year after she was conceived. Today, the little one made her first public appearance at the Miami Seaquarium. She was born June 19th. Now, even though she's only 2.5 months old, Kalia can jump and swim right next to her mommy. Of course, she already knows where her mommy is. That happens right away.
They're wonderful.
Sticking close together. Isn't that cute? Well, do you know what time it is? Did you see this? Do you know about this? Someone sent you a card? Mm-hmm. Well, those are the real headers from spam email we receive here at 10 News. All these little titles to sort of...
Little things that try to snatch in. And
I better open this up, right?
No, not the case. Now consumer groups are teaming up to try and make it all go away. 10 News reporter Elaine Quijano has a story that may make many people very happy.
Trish Butler has had enough.
It's aggravating. It's a waste of time.
At her home-based business in Northern Virginia, Butler spends at least an hour a day deleting unsolicited commercial email, or as some call it, spam.
It's an invasion. I mean, these people are invading my business environment and requiring me to spend time doing something that is useless for me.
Consumer groups call the problem an epidemic and say junk email accounts for about 1 out of every 3 emails.
Even if the product or service is legitimate, it's not fair to trick people into reading your messages by misleading them about who you are, where you are, and what you're selling.
Now the consumer groups want the Federal Trade Commission to make the distribution of some junk email unlawful if it meets certain criteria.
Those criteria include misrepresenting the sender or misrepresenting the subject. Also, not providing reliable contact information in the email and not providing a way to opt out. All of those are suggestions the FTC says it will consider.
We're looking forward to reviewing the petition and seeing what they have to say. Spam is a priority with the FTC.
For now, you can try using junk email filters to cut down on the problem, but consumer groups say even that takes time. Instead, they and others like Trish Butler hope tighter rules and tougher enforcement will slow the flow of unwanted email. In Washington, Elaine Quijano, 10 News.
Now, the Direct Marketing Association did not comment for this report, but on the group's website, DMA members must agree to follow rules and protect privacy and prevent unwanted email. Now, the consumer advocacy groups have launched a new website where people can share spam horror stories. You can link to that site to the FTC's complaint site at WTSP.com.
Of course, you open some emails and you get infected with the virus, and it could just totally ruin things.
And it can blow your files all the way. You know what tonight is, right?
Yes, I do.
Tonight I get
Big money
$69 million.
Oh, you do, huh?
That's right.
Well, someone might become very rich tonight, and then again, there might not be a winner. We're covering Florida coming up next.
As a young lawyer, Charlie Crist sued to protect consumers against Florida Power and won.
He sponsored STOP, requiring criminals to serve at least 85% of their sentences, and brought back chain gangs, earning the nickname Chain Gang Charlie.
To protect our environment, he led the net ban, saving our sea life. As Education Commissioner, he started Safe Passage, the first step in school safety.
Today, Charlie Crist runs for Attorney General with the experience and agenda to make Florida safer.
Discover why life's better with a boat at the Tampa Boat Show, September 12th through the 15th. Escape, explore, enjoy, and unwind. Boating makes it happen. You'll find everything you need at Tampa. Hundreds of boats on the docks and in the convention center, plus the latest electronics and gear. Visit the Discover Boating Center for answers to all your boating questions. Kids get a free life jacket while supplies last from Allstate. The Tampa Boat Show, September 12th through the 15th. Life's much better with a boat.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Linda Allen, the experience to know what's right, the courage to do it.
Corporate lawyer Bill McBride. Check the record. The American Lawyer reports that at his law firm, McBride cut health care benefits and froze wages for support staff in order to increase profits for each partner by $50,000. McBride recklessly put the firm in debt. Later, hundreds lost their jobs. The St. Pete Times says support staff was hit the hardest. Now Bill McBride promises us nearly $1 billion in higher taxes. Corporate lawyer Bill McBride. His mismanagement hurt working people.
Just once, I want these guys at Subway to talk to me about something besides food. Hey, Scott! Hey, Jim! You know that girl at the pet store? The redhead? She's asking about you.
The one who feeds the lizards and the turtles?
Yeah, you got something you want me to tell her?
Yeah, tell her that right now it's Subway for just $7.99. Get 2 delicious foot-long sandwiches. That's 2 feet of fresh-made taste for just $7.99. Tasty meats and toppings on fresh-baked bread for just $7.99.
Scott, you don't get out very much, do you?
Subway!
My grandfather survived the Depression. He survived the Second World War, only to lie in a hospital bed in a system that thought of him as a number. To them, he might have been a profit margin, but to me, he was priceless. He was my grandfather. And the greatest generation that ever lived does not deserve to be treated in that manner. They saved the world from unspeakable evil in World War II. They rebuilt this country, and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect.
Scott Maddox for Attorney General. Tonight on CBS and 10 News.
Guess what? I might be holding $66 million right now, at least a ticket worth $66 million.
With just $1 invested, isn't that something? Right. Tonight's lotto drawing is worth that much, and it could be getting bigger depending on ticket sales. The drawing is at 11 o'clock, and we'll have the numbers then.
Then, unfortunately, even if this ticket is a winner, we'll both be here tomorrow because this ticket belongs to one of our producers, and if I lose it, well, she won't be very happy, so I'm going to hide it right over here.
Well, people who served our country will soon have a new final resting place. 313 acres west of Boynton Beach will soon be a military cemetery. 41,000 grave sites will be ready in 3 years, and eventually the cemetery will have 120,000 sites. It will be the first veteran cemetery in South Florida.
Tropical storm Edward could bring lots of rain to the Bay Area. It's not as severe as a hurricane, but are you ready for what the storm could bring?
Plus, the Ice Palace has a new name. It's one that you'll recognize, but you may need some time getting used to.
And a multiple car crash involving a deputy closes a stretch of road. 10 News at 6 starts right now. And we begin tonight by keeping an eye on the storm.
Tropical storm Edward isn't packing a powerful punch, but it could dump a lot of rain in the Bay Area. 10 News Chief Meteorologist Dick Fletcher joins us with the latest. Fletch.
Reg, we'll show you the series of radars over the past 12 hours. This is Flagler County. This is right about where the center of the circulation is. This outer rain band, as you can see if you look out your window right now, under this rain band, wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. The rain band is bringing the stronger winds to the surface. There's locally heavy rain with it as well. Again, the center of the storm just about on top of Flagler County. Here's a different map of that. The system is going to weaken, and as a tropical depression pass across the state north of the Bay Area, forecast 2 a.m. Friday to be out in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico and continue to move north and westward away. The greatest potential with this is for locally heavy rain, and it appears as though most of that's going to fall from the Bay Area northward. Now, Edward is not a really powerful storm, but it is something that's a reminder of the type of weather that we can expect this time of year. 10 News reporter Bill McGinty found out today if people in the Bay Area are ready. Bill?
Hi, Dick. Well, I guess that question could be posed to a lot of different people in the Bay Area, and it greatly depends on who you ask as to what kind of an answer you get as to whether people are prepared. Dick, as you mentioned a moment ago, the people in the northern ends of the viewing area are probably going to feel the effects of this storm, of this tropical system, more so than anybody else. If anything, this storm is a great reminder that we are nearing peak hurricane season, and we need to be ready for that.
Okay, come on, girls. Have a seat.
Monica Coble has a lot on her mind today.
Ready? Let's go and go get some stuff.
And a tropical weather system isn't one of them.
It's like a maneuvering nightmare.
Today, it's clothing.
Maybe a little warm-up outfit. You guys like blue or red?
And toys.
Some Thomas the Tank stuff?
But like many people, it's time for Monica and the girls to think about hurricane season and their plan.
Well, we definitely follow it when it's on the news. I mean, we pay attention to what's going on, and we're aware of the fact that we may be hit.
With the season nearing its peak, it's a good idea to restock up on canned goods. Check your flashlights or get new ones with plenty of fresh batteries. And your bottled water supply should be enough to last you 3 days. The average is 1 gallon per family member per day.
You're also going to want a good solid Rubbermaid container. That way you'll be able to keep all your pictures and important documents dry if your house would happen to flood.
It's also a good time to rethink what your evacuation route might be in case you have to leave. Remember, many of our bridges shut down during the storm.
Yeah, but why is it going to work?
For Monica, this latest tropical system is simply a good reminder that being prepared ahead of time
At the start of the season, we definitely don't prepare.
may save time later.
We'll run out for supplies.
And a couple of other things to keep in mind. Stock up on medications if you take any, and swing by an ATM so that you'll have cash if you need to evacuate. Hopefully we won't need any of this advice, but it's better to be prepared. Better to be safe than sorry, right, Reg?
Bill, can you look over your shoulder and see any action behind you there coming toward you?
Well, you know what? This is actually west, so the storm would be coming from the northeast, if I understood Fletch's prediction. And no, if I look over my shoulder, I mean, there's some white clouds, but that's indicative of any Florida afternoon here in Hudson.
All right, Bill McGinty, live for us in Hudson. Thank you. In Hillsborough County, an accident has killed one person and sent another person to the hospital. Deputies say a man lost control of a truck and crossed the center line on Gun Highway near Racetrack Road. The truck hit a Nissan head-on. The driver, a 76-year-old man, was killed on impact. A woman passenger was airlifted to St. Joseph's Hospital. A sheriff's deputy was behind the Nissan and swerved to avoid both vehicles. The deputy wasn't hurt, neither was the truck driver. St. Pete police have a suspect in custody tonight accused in a string of robberies dating back to July. Investigators say Crime Stoppers helped track down the man. He's Samuel Taylor of St. Pete. Police say they found evidence in Taylor's apartment that was used in the robberies. Then during an interview, investigators say Taylor admitted to robbing 7 St. Pete gas stations. The suspect told police he was strung out on heroin when committing the crimes.
The 2000 election debacle proved the importance of voting, and with the polls showing a close Democratic race for governor, that point may be proven again next week. The Florida primary is 6 days away. It's on September 10th, and already many organizers are looking ahead to the November 5th general election when they really want to get out the vote. Well, one group of voters encouraged to get out more is young people, especially college students. And today at the University of South Florida, political science students conducted a straw poll on the Democratic race for governor, and results will be tallied tonight.
I think it'll be reflective of the young person's vote, which a lot of people have ignored, and this signals to candidates that students are very interested in politics and they don't want to be ignored.
Another group that doesn't want to be ignored is the minority population. 10 News reporter Mike Deason is live at an event going on at this hour called Arrive with 5. Mike?
Well, Marty, as you well know, the governor's primary race for the Democratic nomination is neck and neck between Bill McBride and Janet Reno, and the experts are saying turnout will be the decisive factor. This organization, Arrive with 5, which wants everyone to bring 5 workers to the polling places, was in Tampa today. They're in St. Pete tonight to try to get minorities and young people registered to vote. They've been crisscrossing the state to try to ensure as many Americans as possible can exercise a basic right, and that's voting for our leaders.
Registered to vote already?
No. Yes, we are.
No, you are not.
I need to.
Okay, dear, here we go.
Let's go for it. She's a one-woman dynamo committed to getting as many people as possible to register.
We're going to register her to vote.
And then getting them to the polls.
Thank you so much. Let me give you this so you know what Arrive with 5 means. And this will remind you, tell 5 people to get to the poll.
Thank you.
Okay?
Retired banker Barbara Letman has been traveling the state by bus, doing her part to increase voter turnout.
And I believe in democracy, and it's something that I think most of us should be doing, encouraging people, especially those that's discouraged and disenfranchised.
And while some people are reluctant, Letman, a Costa Rican-born naturalized citizen, won't take no for an answer.
The ones that says no, I normally confront them and say, are you a citizen? They go, yes. And says, what do you mean no?
Read about them, know something about them.
The project is having a major impact on voters like Artesia Downing, who turned 18 last week.
Do you realize how important one vote can be? I mean, for a while, a lot of people said, nah, my vote doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because the presidential vote was very, like, it was like a controversy because of one vote or like a whole community of votes or whatever. So I feel that my vote is more important.
Downing likes to see others her age registering because she feels too many young people don't vote.
Then when they don't vote, then they complain about stuff. So why complain about stuff and you don't vote?
But the Arrive with 5 project is doing everything it can to make sure young people and minorities show up at the polls this year.
All right, just remember to go to the polls, that's all. Thank you so much.
Some people say the thank you should go to the people who are making sure they come to the polls on Election Day. Now, the folks that registered today and tonight won't be able to vote in the primary. They will be able to vote in the general election. And some with the group have told me with September 11th coming up the day after the election, it's a good time for people to remember being able to vote is something Americans shouldn't take for granted. Marty?
Very good point, Mike. And that young woman you talked to, she made a good point, too. She said, you know, if you're going to complain, get out and vote. Then you have the right to complain.
That's exactly right. If you don't vote, you can't complain.
Thanks a lot, Mike Deason, for us.
Well, we know it as the Ice Palace. Now it has a new name, the St. Pete Times Forum. The St. Petersburg Times newspaper signed a 12-year naming rights agreement with the Palace Sports and Entertainment, the owners of the arena. Now, the Times reports it's the first newspaper in the nation to place its name on a major sports and entertainment arena or stadium. The Times did not disclose how much the agreement is actually worth, and soon you'll see the new name on the outside of the arena. These are computer images of what the new name could look like. You'll also see the new name on tickets, downtown signs, and on the ice. Today, we asked people outside the arena what they thought of the new name.
I think people might find it confusing, considering this is Tampa, St. Pete. I mean, I know it's the Times newspaper, but it's 2 different cities.
Nobody's going to know where it's at. People from out of town are going to want to, know where in St. Pete you're supposed to go there.
If they would just named it the Forum,
or something like that, or the Times Forum would be better than the St. Petersburg Times Forum.
I just think it's kind of unusual to have, shall another city have their name on our facility here in Tampa.
By the way, the St. Pete Times says it looks at the Bay Area as a region, not just Tampa or St. Pete. So what do you think? Do you like changing the name of the Ice Palace to the St. Pete Times Forum? Here are the results of our 10 News web poll so far. 25% say yes, 75% say no. You can still vote at WTSP.com. We'll have the very latest results at 11 o'clock. Well, counties all around the Bay Area are spraying for mosquitoes, trying to stop the West Nile virus.
But Pinellas County is trying something different. They're breeding fish that eat mosquitoes and then releasing them where they're needed. We're going to show you this approach coming up next on 10 News at 6.
10 News closed captioning is brought to you by Fitzgerald Auto Malls.
How's that go, boys?
Well, this week at Sam Seltzer's, we're going to simply amaze you with our delicious 8-ounce filet mignon, served with all the trimmings for only $9.95.
I love the sound of that.
Corporate lawyer Bill McBride. Check the record. The American lawyer reports that at his law firm, McBride cut health care benefits and froze wages for support staff in order to increase profits for each partner by $50,000. McBride recklessly put the firm in debt. Later, hundreds lost their jobs. The St. Pete Times says support staff was hit the hardest. Now Bill McBride promises us nearly $1 billion in higher taxes. Corporate lawyer Bill McBride. His mismanagement hurt working people.
For a pre-owned vehicle or a new Chevrolet, Buddy Foster's a convenient, friendly place to purchase or lease. We have the lowest finance rates in years, and our financing partners are very competitive. We can handle your needs. Buddy Foster's been a family-owned and operated business for 30 years. In Zephyr Hills, so close to New Tampa and Wesley Chapel, we're a short drive for huge savings. Buddy Foster Chevrolet in Zephyr Hills. Nobody beats our deals.
Like most, his family moved here to enjoy all that makes our place in the sun so warm, so inviting. He grew up to become a caring doctor, then pursued a career in public service, dedicated to protecting the natural beauty that still attracts so many here. And in recognition, Florida's most comprehensive Beach Preservation Act bears his name. Dennis Jones, a lifetime of accomplishments for us.
Ever find yourself in need of expert advice? 10 News is putting valuable information right at your fingertips. Just log on to WTSP.com, click on the Eye on the Experts icon for expert advice from Bay Area professionals. Find out how you can create a beautiful backyard getaway by clicking on Challenger Pools. Expand your career options. Click on the International Academy of Design and Technology. Looking for the perfect shed or garage? Click on Florida Shed. Big or small, we build them all. For information on legal matters, click on Clark, Charlton, and Martino. WTSP.com, where expert advice is just a click away.
Millionaire developer Mary Barley says she's a Democrat, but her record is Republican. Barley switched parties just weeks ago. She contributed to George Bush's campaign. She had tax Senator Bob Graham. And when Dole and Gingrich were cutting Medicare, Barley was bankrolling Republicans so they could give tax breaks to millionaires, like Mary Barley. Mary Barley, barely a Democrat, really a Republican. Call her today. Paid for by Florida's working families.
How's that go, boys?
Well, this week at Sam Seltzer's, we're going to simply amaze you with our delicious 8-ounce filet mignon, served with all the trimmings for only $9.95.
I love the sound of that.
Well, federal health officials now confirm at least 3 people likely became infected with the West Nile virus through donated organs.
They still don't know, though, how the organ donor became infected. This is the first time humans are believed to have contracted the disease from something other than an infected mosquito. Now, there are more than 600 cases this year, 32 deaths, and that's why efforts continue in the Bay Area to kill mosquitoes and stop the spread of West Nile. In Polk County, environmental officials collected mosquitoes, sorted them by species, then tested some of them for West Nile. Not all mosquitoes are a threat, though. And in Pinellas County, they're using fish to eat mosquitoes. 10 News reporter Deanna Sheffield is live with that story. Deanna?
Well, Marty, think of it this way. You see this
water bottle here. There's about a teaspoon of water in it, and experts tell me that's all it takes to breed mosquitoes. So when you think about standing water like you see right over here, a lot of that can pop up very quickly. So Pinellas County is trying to get a jump on things before they become adult-sized mosquitoes, and that's why they're using fish.
When you tell people we've got, mosquito-eating fish, what do you think comes to their mind?
They probably think of, much larger fish.
They're not menacing by any means, and when environmental specialist Nancy Page goes fishing for them, she's got to use a smaller net. They have a fancy name.
We try and get native species of the gambusia.
But to you, they're the guys who get rid of those pesky mosquitoes that leave a bite.
That's quite an impressive picture, isn't it?
Their home at Pinellas County Mosquito Control is this 10-foot tin tub. They'll grow about 2 to 3 inches. The county started breeding the fish to save the time of going out and catching them.
Did have quite a few more, but they're here to be used, so that's good.
Mosquito Control will get a complaint about a problem in a neighborhood. They'll go out and check. And in some cases, instead of using chemicals,
we would have someone go out, check out the area.
They'll head out with the fish. Just last month, they shipped out 500 to retention ponds, ditches, and other water spots.
They start, chomping on the larvae pretty quickly.
Nancy says their newest weapon to take a bite out of the mosquito problem seems to be working, and they're already waiting for more fish to come in. And Citrus County is helping out in Pinellas County. In fact, they're going to be sending some of the fish back to this area. And of course, they will still have helicopters in the air and doing a lot of spraying on the ground, so that will not stop. But experts tell us the #1 way you can help out, of course, get rid of that standing water around your home. That really contributes to the problem. Back to you.
It certainly does. Deanna Sheffield live for us. Thank you.
Very interesting. Going at that problem from a lot of different angles.
Oh, yeah. It's a big
and we may have more water coming our way, huh?
Oh, there's a lot of water falling out of the sky right now in the outer rain band from Tropical Storm Edward. You can see the rain band if you look toward the north. Or, of course, if you're in Lakeland, you look straight up, it's on top of you. The same thing in Brooksville, and the first band has gone by Crystal River. This is our live sky cam atop the Bayfront Hilton in downtown St. Petersburg, and that is the rain band in the view to the east. This is 10 News Double Doppler's view of that. This band now stretches from Cedar Key through Brooksville into the Green Swamp, and then across Lakeland and eastward across much of Polk County. I want to zoom in close. As this rain band passes your area, passing toward the south, what it's doing is bringing some of the stronger winds, and not that there are a lot of strong winds, but maybe up to 35 to 40 miles an hour, bringing those stronger winds to the surface in these bands and creating locally heavy rain from just south of I-4 in Plant City eastward through Lakeland, all along I-4 through Auburndale and Winter Haven. This will be pressing southward and moving through Bartow very shortly. Also from Dade City southward, Zephyr Hill's about to get a pretty good dousing, and along the west coast from near Bayport and Brooksville southward, this area will press through the western part of Pasco County and get into northern Hillsborough and Pinellas County in the next hour or two. I'll show you how this has all gone down in the past 12 hours. And again, the center of circulation 12 hours ago with Edward off the east coast, making a move toward the coastline, and it appears to be right on the coastline in Flagler County. And again, this is the outer band. It's been up to 4 inches of rains fallen over parts of Brevard County on the east coast. All of this will shift southward, bringing squally weather off and on. The system is expected to weaken to a tropical depression, and it's barely a tropical storm now, so you can almost discount winds out of this. So the biggest problem we'll be dealing with will be locally heavy rain, as over the next 24 to 36 hours, the storm wanders west and southwestward. At 2 a.m. Friday, the forecast takes it back out into the Gulf of Mexico and then moves it north and westward through 2 p.m. Saturday. So we have squally weather coming up for the next couple of days. Right now, 87 degrees at all reporting stations in the region, and feels like temperatures are in the low 90s. Tampa's official high today was 89, low this morning 76, and so far no rain at Tampa International. Again, a look at the satellite picture. This cluster of clouds is Edward as it starts to move into the state. Cluster of clouds in the western end of the Gulf of Mexico could become the next depression. It's likely to move and be a problem for Louisiana and Texas, not a problem for Florida. Our forecast for the marine area, There will be thunderstorms, winds from the northeast, becoming north late tonight and then northwest tomorrow. Tonight at 10 knots, east 2 feet, band in the water's a light chop. Obviously, as that band of storms moves offshore, winds and seas are going to be locally higher in those areas, probably up to as much as 35 knots in some locations. There are 4 tides at the pier in downtown St. Petersburg tomorrow, the major high tide a little bit before 1 in the afternoon. Thunderstorms moving southward tonight, 76 in the morning, off and on showers and thunderstorms, intermittent, tomorrow's high 89. Again, more clouds and sun again on Friday, showers and thunderstorms likely off and on through the day. We get back to the weekend, southeast winds will push the thunderstorms to the afternoon and evening schedule, but they're still very likely. So if you don't get rain tonight or tomorrow, fear not. There will be more chances coming up over the weekend as rich tropical moisture. Rich tropical moisture moves across the area.
You make it sound so good. Rich.
Oh, it will be good if it just
We know you'll be watching it,
calms
though,
down.
for us.
And
Better to have rain than nasty winds and storm surge.
you got that right.
Yeah, I believe it. Thank you, Dick. There has been an upset at the U.S. Open.
John Nugent will tell us all about it coming up next in sports. Plus, they used to play for the Gators and for the Hurricanes. Now these big Bucks talk about the big matchup between their alma maters. You're watching 10 News at 6.
Log on to WTSP.com for 10 News Weather on Demand. Sponsored by Morgan, Calling, and Gilbert. For the people.
For nearly a year, Catherine Harris listened to us, and now these ideas are real. The Harris Plan for Seniors.
First and foremost, we're going to make certain that we protect Medicare and Social Security. Second, we must insure prescription drugs for anyone who has financial need. Third, we're going to punish the corporate executives who commit fraud and endanger our savings. And last, and very importantly, we're going to lower taxes.
Love that.
Great plan.
The Harris Plan for Seniors. Another dose of security.
My family's in real estate, but we wanted to save the commission.
We sold it to the first couple who saw it in only 4 days. Thanks, buy owner.
Back pain, headaches, sciatica. Pain should not encroach on your lifestyle. You can be helped. Dr. Gregory Flynn is a leading expert in pain management and specializes in minimally invasive techniques. For more information, log on to Eye on the Experts.
I'm Bill McBride. Like many of you, my kids go to public schools. I believe our children deserve the best schools we can give them. That's why I'm running for governor. My education plan calls for smaller class sizes, emphasis on early childhood education, parental involvement, and accountability. For too long, we've tried to be cheaper, not better. I think that shortchanges our children.
Bill McBride, endorsed by Florida's teachers. Bill McBride, let's reach higher.
Tonight on CBS and 10 News.
They all agree Republican Ginny Brown-Waite for Congress. In the state Senate, Ginny Brown-Waite sponsored the 1020 life law for violent felons. The Tampa Tribune says she tackled tough issues like welfare reform. Conservative Ginny Brown-Waite supported Jeb Bush's A-plus education reforms and his tax cuts. She'll support President Bush and make his tax cuts permanent. The Daily Commercial says Ginny Brown-Waite is the only candidate who can beat Karen Thurman. Republican Ginny Brown-Waite, conservative for Congress.
I'll never forget that day. My mom, while closing her store, was beaten, robbed, left for dead. That's why I helped toughen Florida's sentencing laws. Today, no one gets out unless they've served at least 85% of their sentence. And it's why I fought for new laws that say if you harm a child or a senior citizen, there's no early release, ever, period. And that's why I'm running for Attorney General, to keep my mom and every mom safe.
Buddy Dyer.
A wedding, a business trip, a bond between brothers. In an instant, ordinary lives were changed by an extraordinary day. Forever. Starting Thursday at 6, 10 News shares the heroic, heartbreaking, and inspirational stories of ordinary people. See how their lives and our lives have changed in the year after 9/11. The day that changed America, starting Thursday on 10 News at 6. You're watching 10 News on WTSP.
It's finally here, the big weekend.
Oh,
it's finally upon
I got
us.
Saturday, University of Miami Gators.
You'll be on the couch all weekend.
Just laid out like a big tuna.
Well, I'm telling you, that Miami game, you're going to be disappointed. But Sunday, you'll be in a good mood, Reg. The Bucks continue to tinker with their roster leading up to Sunday's season opener against the Saints. Today, signing receiver, kick returner Reggie Barlow to a one-year deal. Barlow played for John Gruden in Oakland last season. Linebacker Jack Golden released to make room. The Saints come marching in to Raymond James on Sunday. Last season, the Bucks battered the Saints 48-21. It was no contest. But that was then, and this is now.
I'm excited. I think our team's excited. We have a lot to prove, obviously. We've got a long way to go to get to where we want to go. We've worked hard to get there now, and this Sunday is going to give us a real clear indication as to where we are. We're fired up about this opportunity.
And, of course, the other big game this weekend has the Gators and Hurricanes banging heads in the Swamp. First regular season game between the two since '87. Some former Gators and former Canes, and now Tampa Bay Buccaneers, will be glued to the TV on Saturday, as Natalie Angel found out earlier today.
Middle intercepted by Morgan at the goal line.
It's back.
Football season is back. Hell yeah.
And so is the trash talking.
I think it's Ben Hill Griffin, isn't it? Reformatory, something like that.
Of course, Sapp is leading the way with his crack on Florida, and he can't wait to set the record straight.
Because we beat Florida State every year.
But after Miami beat Florida State last year, Florida beat Florida State, so all is even.
So we'll settle all this year.
Kenyatta is certain about who will win Saturday's game.
But I'm predicting the Gators. Strong. I'm very, very strong.
But his counterpart, Lomas Brown, is more realistic.
You know, I don't feel as confident as Kenyatta feels about it. But, you know, I think we're going to give him a good game. But right now, I just think UM might be a little bit too much for us right now.
Any money on the line?
I don't know.
I don't feel you're telling me the truth here, Kenyatta.
I got a lot of friendly bets, put it like that. Friendly, very friendly.
Friendly until collection time. Reporting in Tampa, I'm Natalie Angel, 10 News Sports.
And Jennifer Capriati has been ousted from the U.S. Open quarterfinals. 10th seed Emily Maresimo rallying from a set down to beat Capriati 4-6, 7-6, 6-3. She will now play the winner of Venus Williams and Monica Seles. How about Lomas Brown, former Gator? Thinks Miami's going to win.
Smart man.
What's wrong with him?
We'll be right back.
News on Demand, brought to you by AutoWay.
You hear about it every day. Fraud committed against the elderly, the sick, even children. Whether it's on the phone or the internet, fraud is stealing, and the cost is shared by each of us. On day one as Attorney General, I'll establish a hotline with a toll-free number that anyone in Florida can call to report suspected fraud. Our office will investigate, prosecute, and convict. To those who attempt fraud, the message from my office will be clear. Take your scam someplace else.
This politician has no shame. Jenny Brown-Waite claims to be conservative despite pushing a $1 billion tax that Jeb Bush called a government spending plan with chilling effects. Brown-Waite says she's pro-choice and pro-life and brags about defying Republican principles. So we're supporting Don Gessner, a lifelong conservative, committed to lower taxes and to us, considered a modern-day Ronald Reagan. Don Gessner for Congress, a true conservative ready to support the president.
More. Is that more of a good thing or a bad thing? Sure, it's a bigger bucket, but look what's in it. 2 for 1. Do you even want one? Check it out. Subway value meals are fresh made, so you don't just get more, you get more great taste.
And now at Subway for just $7.99, get 2 delicious foot-long sandwiches. That's 2 feet of fresh-made taste for just $7.99. Tasty meats and toppings on fresh-baked bread for just $7.99.
This is such a good deal, I'm gonna let you treat.
Subway, eat fresh!
The record of Mark Flanagan. He puts the heat on nursing home patients while telling lobbyists he's against improving patient care. Flanagan gives a billionaire a huge tax break for a stadium, but insists more of us pay property taxes on our homes. He takes money from Enron, then doesn't punish them for threatening our savings. Flanagan allows our phone bills to rise, then he gets a pay raise. Mark Flanagan. Call him today about his record. Paid for by the Alliance for Florida's Future.
In 1994, the producers of ER changed the way you look at medicine. CBS this fall, they'll do it again.
I've got you under my skin. Come on, push!
You do not go around threatening HMOs.
Whatever. You can touch his hand if you want. It's okay.
CBS presents a new drama.
Take care of yourself.
Presidio Med, coming to CBS Wednesdays this fall.
Another annoying junk call. Don't get mad, get Maddox. As Attorney General, Scott Maddox will prosecute telemarketers who don't stop calling even after you tell them to. Scott Maddox for Attorney General. Tired of the high cost of prescription drugs? Don't get mad, get Maddox. As Attorney General, Scott Maddox will fight the big drug companies for price fixing and force them to lower their costs. Democrat Scott Maddox, a fighter for Attorney General.
Tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll have team coverage on the very latest position of Tropical Storm Edouard,
including live coverage from the East Coast as the storm makes landfall. In the meantime, that's 10 News at 6. Thanks for watching.
CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you at 11 o'clock. Have a good night and do take care.